What is going on, beautiful people? I hope you're having a fantastic day. Today we're going to be talking about the pros and cons of living in Cherry Hills Village, Colorado. If this is your first time to the channel and you are looking to learn a little bit more about Denver, some of the surrounding areas like Cherry Hills Village, then make sure and subscribe down below, hit the bell icon for notifications. That way you can be notified whenever I upload a video about some of the surrounding areas and you can stay in the loop of what's going on in the Denver market. If you don't already know, my name is Michael and I get people reaching out all the time, looking to make a move, just have questions about the area or just a little bit inquisitive on what there is to offer in Denver and just want a little help making a move to Denver. So whether you're planning on 9 days, 90 days, whatever it may be, feel free to reach out. My contact information is below. So email, text, call, whatever's best for you. More than happy to help you in whatever way I can. But without further ado, let's get right into the video. So if you aren't familiar with Cherry Hills Village, you're probably not alone. It's one of the smaller areas in Denver. It's just east of I-25 and about 5 to 6 miles south of downtown Denver. And if you weren't aware, it's actually the most expensive suburb in Colorado, beating out well-known popular towns such as Aspen, Breckenridge, Greenwood Village, just to name a few. They've hosted a few PGA championships if you're into golf. A few previous quarterbacks from the Broncos live there, and a not very famous NBA player that goes by the name Jokic. So I don't know, maybe you've heard of him. It has a population of about 6,500 people, so it's not very densely packed. You know, people have a little bit of room between properties. That's just part of the reason. But with that being said, let's get right to the pros. All right, the first thing, it's an upscale community. Being the most expensive suburb in Colorado, not something too surprising, but I mean, I've shown a handful of homes through the area and something about it, I mean, it's amazing. The trees seem to grow a little bit taller and thicker. The grass is a little bit greener than the rest of Denver. I don't know if they're painting it. I don't know if they have special fertilizer that they got from the government that they're just kind of using on all their plants in there. And they just don't have any potholes. I mean, everything's just really well taken care of. So whoever's in charge of doing all that stuff, bravo, because they're doing a great job. It's very beautiful. You know, there's not a whole lot of people that live in the area, so you're probably not getting as much traffic through there. But at the same time, it's just really nice. So leading off that last one, it's just really a beautiful area. You know, you're right off the mountains. You're not too far of a drive from it, so you can see a lot of that scenery kind of throughout the community, especially, you know, you're driving alongside Cherry Hills Village. But for the most part, I mean, you combo in the mountains, Colorado, just like the lovely weather, and the community itself and how well it's taken care of. It's just a really beautiful area. There's not a whole lot of traffic that goes through Cherry Hills Village because there's not a lot of businesses in there. Another great thing about Cherry Hills Village is the proximity to Denver. You know, you're kind of right there in between Denver Tech Center, downtown Denver. You're not too far from either. So if you're trying to get somewhere where you're going, you can kind of get off on the main road. I will say if you're kind of on the inside of Cherry Hills Village, it takes a few minutes to get out, but you're also not too far from some of the major roads. So regardless of where you're going, you're not too far from it. One more thing to talk about is just the options that you have around you as far as eating goes. You know, there's not anything inside Cherry Hills Village. They don't allow businesses, but kind of surrounding it, and even kind of you go into Littleton a little bit, there's a lot of great restaurants. So, you know, you're not gonna have to go very far for something unique, and there's plenty of family-owned restaurants. So if you're looking for something hole in the wall, maybe not necessarily a chain restaurant, you're gonna have unlimited options. You know, breweries, all that stuff. You're not gonna have to go far, and you just have to pull up Google, sit on the couch for a little bit and just kind of scroll through some of the options, look at some of the pictures on Yelp, and you're good to go. And the last point I'll make is it's just private and quiet. You know, there's not a whole lot of people that live there. Everyone's spread out quite a bit, and there's no businesses within Cherry Hills Village, so you're not getting a lot of foot traffic, so there's not a whole lot of noise. It's almost as if when you go in there, Denver kind of disappears. You don't necessarily hear them anymore. It's a nice, peaceful, relaxing feeling, and just kind of an escape within Denver that you just kind of don't necessarily know exists. All right, now to the not so great parts of Cherry Hills Village. And I bet you can probably guess number one, and it's not affordable. So your average Joe's not gonna be looking to purchase anytime soon in Cherry Hills Village. Median single family home is about $3.4 million. And the least expensive home that sold in the community in the last year was nice $1.4 million. So even the smaller homes in the area, still really expensive. So I guess if you're thinking about, you know, one day maybe being in Cherry Hills Village, maybe cut the Starbucks down a little bit, check the couch for a couple quarters here and there, get a change jar, start saving away because it is expensive and not very many people can afford living in there. Now this next con kind of ties into the last one, but your home maintenance is probably going to be a little bit more expensive in this area just because you're buying a significantly higher priced home than most of the surrounding areas. So your taxes, your insurance, your maintenance throughout the house, you know, you might have 4 acres of lawn that you're just like, probably not going to be you out there mowing with the push mower. You're probably going to be hiring somebody or a company to kind of take care of that for you. Maybe you have a pool, you're probably not going to be out there scraping the leaves out. Maybe if you have some kids, maybe that might be their job, but if not, you're probably gonna have to hire them, keeping the pool on year round, that kind of stuff, winterizing it, opening it back up, all those little things that your typical single family home's not gonna have is just an additional cost. Although I imagine if you are kind of looking at the luxury home market, you're probably already aware of these things and it's not a big surprise to you. It's probably not a big deal. And it's just some of the costs that come with owning a luxury home. Now this next one largely depends on where at in Cherry Hills Village you are. But if you're located kind of in the depths of the village, then you're gonna have a little bit harder time getting out to the main road. And this is just because everyone has a little bit more property. You're gonna have to go through the roads a little bit slower, and it's gonna take you 5-10 minutes to kind of get out to the main road. Once you're on the main road, no big deal, but just kind of getting in and out, and you know, maybe you enjoy that little peaceful ride, especially coming home, just kind of that slow drive home. But it's gonna add a little bit of time to your day, both ends, very minor, but it's just something to consider that you're gonna have to do that every single day. And that's just one of the downsides to living in a more peaceful, spread out area, is you might have a little longer driveway. And the last thing I'll talk about is something that I kind of talked about earlier as a pro, but there's no businesses within Cherry Hills Village. So a downside to that is if you're looking for something really quick, it's, you know, 10:30 o'clock at night, and you know, you're hungry, you're craving a cheeseburger, something like that. You're not gonna just be able to hop down the road 5 minutes to go get one. You're gonna have to probably go 15-20 minutes out of your way to kind of go get something, or you're just gonna have to open up DoorDash, get something delivered. But just one of the downsides of living in a more secluded area, less traffic, I'd say the trade-off is definitely worth it. But you know, the few times a year that happens, you're just gonna have to bite the bullet. So obviously Cherry Hills Village isn't perfect. I'd say if money wasn't an object, I'd say it's pretty dang close. But for the most part, you know, that's probably one of the hugest setbacks, is that it is really expensive to live there. But if you're looking for something a little bit more luxurious and you know, you have the money to spend, it's a great option, and I highly recommend taking a look and just driving through. It's a great area. It's just a nice place to drive through if you're just interested. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video and maybe learned something about Cherry Hills Village. Hopefully you found it helpful. And don't forget, if you are thinking about maybe moving to Colorado and you have some questions, need a little bit of guidance, happy to help. My contact information is below. Don't hesitate to reach out. I am more than happy to help. But until next time, I will see you guys later.